Hey guys, Ushanev Operative. I got a couple of requests to do a non-hut match. Honestly, hut is by far the best PvP that there is in SWTOR. The other three maps are very similar and mostly involve just sort of a deathmatch style. Void Star is a little bit different, but Alderaan is really just running around stabbing stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and try to provide some narration here. But this map is so full of suck, it just puts me in a bad mood even narrating it. It's guaranteed to be boring, win or lose. So mostly I'm going to be trash talking instead of providing any sort of insider commentary. Here the team decides to completely ignore someone on the node, so I have to go ahead and waste my stealth to do a rifle shot. That was great. So I'm running around stabbing, and I'm stabbing, and I shot somebody, and there's some stabbing there. There's a healer over there, so I'm going to flashbang him. Best skill ever. Makes it nice and easy to take him down. Shoot the guy in the node. And assassins. Yeah, you just pretty much wish you were me. Actually, you're the OP version of me, so I guess I wish I were you. You just have to kill the op. Run up here, and you forget that we're capping the node at the same time. That's cool. Oh, you got stabbed in the back. That was satisfying. Too slow. And we're stabbing. And we're stabbing. If you look on the radar, someone is screwing around west. I guess there's a strategy note to be had here. Once you have two nodes, just defend them. Look, I'm an operative. I know that it's really fun to go and try to Rambo west all by yourself. And it's really fun when you actually get it. Don't do it, though. Almost always, you're actually putting your team at a disadvantage. Now, I've heard a lot of stealthers, and not, first of all, if you're a non-stealther, don't even try it. You cannot ninja a node if you're a non-stealther. It's just a contradiction in terms. Now, if you are a stealther, you still shouldn't be doing it very often. The most common excuse, the most common justification I hear for it is, look, I'm pulling two guys from their team over there just to deal with little old one me, so I'm giving the team an advantage. Not really. You're not judging yourself, one, versus how many of them there are. You're judging yourself, one, that your team doesn't have, versus how many of them would not be there anyway. Most teams are going to keep two people on their node, whether or not you are there. So if it's just you and the two defenders, you are not giving your team a one-man advantage. You are giving your team a one-man disadvantage because you are not at the node where you are really needed, either mid or your own side, in this case, east. And on this particular map, or this particular session on this map, mid. Now, whoever's west eventually briefly caps the node, but it doesn't really do much good. He's going to hold it for about 15 seconds. Joy. Even if you manage to get 3 people chasing you around, which doesn't happen that often, normally it's fairly easy to deal with you with 2 defenders. If you get 3 people to consistently come out and be distracted by you on their node, then that's a neutral situation. You are taking away one person who would not already be there to deal with you. You need 4 people, which very rarely happens. You need 4 people on their node to really make it an advantage for your team. So keep that in mind, alright? So I'm running around stabbing stuff. Earlier I was hiding behind a pillar, healing myself. I had the camera swiveled to the side so I could still keep an eye on the node. So I guess that's a tactic that maybe you weren't using before. So the western node switches back to us, or excuse me, to them, and they'll keep coming back to mid. So I'm standing up here in the balcony throwing some heals. That's something I do relatively often as a DPS operative, when there is no other healer around. And now I'm running back to stabbing stuff. Trying to help Dragon out a little bit. The operative doesn't have a whole lot of power to peel people off of the healer, so I'm kind of useless here. These guys are not at all interested in my pew-pewing their intended quest of killing the healer. So I just go back to the node. Wow, this is really exciting. Why would I ever want to play Hutball when I can play Alderaan? So here, since we're totally outnumbered, I'm not going to join the fray. I'm going to wait in case I've needed to delay a cap while everybody else respawns. That's something that maybe you hadn't thought of before, so maybe this wasn't completely worthless. Wow, Hoa, whatever would we do without you to be here for 5 seconds and then die? Thank you. Here I try to throw a heal Dragon's way, but damn, they burn him down fast, and I attract their attention. Whoops, it's time for combat stealth. So I'm planning to stay in the shadows again, and again just sit around and interrupt the cap. Unless some really nice opportunity to stab someone presents itself. Hey, that's a Sork at half health with no shield. Stabby, stab, stab. Stabbity, stab. Stabby, stabby, stab, stab. It's a very sophisticated strategy here on Alderaan. Sweet, a grab spamming commando at half health. Stabby, stabby, stab, stab, stabbity. Oh, I get distracted here, but I'll get back to the stabbing in a second. Stabby, stab, 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 stabbity, stab. Oh yeah, that's way better than Hutball. Got to give credit to the pubs here for not giving up, despite the fact that they lost this one a while ago. So now I'm just gonna kind of run around and occasionally stab things, waiting for time to be up. Wow, what a great war zone. Stabbity stab. Flashbang, 1,000,001 uses. Annoying shadows being one of them. So I'm walking around and I'm stabbing stuff and stabbing and stabbing stuff. I'm shooting stuff here. Someone's getting healed, so now I'm going to go shoot at the healer. And I'm shooting. Still no bubble on this guy. I don't know what he's doing. Rambo healer. And man, this match is not over yet. Shooting some guy, and then I'm gonna probably stab him. Stab. Gonna throw a heal. Don't randomly run around. You will LOS yourself from heals on the balcony. If you're fighting somebody, I understand. If you're just running around to satisfy your ADD, then take some Ritalin. Calm down. Stand in one place. And I get to stab a guy one more time before the match is over. God, that was boring. I hope you were as bored as I was.